Hello, everyone. Are you ready for the big new feature? Zoom.
Oh no, I minimized the thing for a second. Ah, I missed it. No.
You'll see it in a second.
I'm a fool.
Like here, zoom.
Oh,
Instant loading.
oh, so it's like Portal, but the portal guns are,
It's just a tether rift, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this is the simplest way that they use the rifts, where you're just zooming across different parts of the same loaded area. But they also do,
We'll get to the big flashy stuff in a little bit.
yeah, they also do like zooming from one area to a completely different looking area. And those do have like a very short loading animation to them, where you're like flying
Well,
through.
actually falling through it.
Yeah, you're flying through like the void for a few moments, but like it's really quick and snappy even in those cases. So
so in that sense then, because I've always been under the impression that Ratchet's been a fairly linear game. Does that make this one more open if like you're going between different, did he just turn all those people into
that's a good
mushrooms?
question, because early Ratchet, particularly Ratchets 1 and 2, had a very Gex-like level design mentality. That's a weird way to say it, but basically you would start in like a central starting area in a level, and you'd have like 2 or 3 pathways that you could follow. And unlike Gex, which just booted you out of the level when you got to the end of a given one and picked up a remote, the paths would loop in on each other, so you could just explore the whole level in one pass. But yeah, it was kind of like not necessarily a linear game, because you could go to different planets in different orders and explore different paths in whatever order you wanted, but once you were on a path, you're generally like just following the path. And it's
Okay.
from Ratchet 3 onward, the games got much more like straightforward, one path through a level, doing levels in order, and less explory in that sense. But
All right. And that applies to the future games too, right?
yes, especially to the future games, unfortunately.
I've heard a lot of really good things about the future games. I know Derek has said that he likes them more than the originals.
They're good games in their own way. Depending on what you look for in games, the future games may be a better fit for you, but I personally prefer the older ones.
Yeah. I know that it also doesn't help when, you play 1 through 3 of pretty similar games, and then you go to, like, because there's 3 future games, right?
Yes.
And then you go to 4, 5, and 6, and I know that those are also gameplay-wise fairly similar as well. And especially if you play a lot of those in a row, it can lead to burnout.
There's actually, I'm counting it in my head. I think there's actually technically 4 future games.
There's 4 future games? Okay.
Yeah, there's like the trilogy, and then there's this shorter side game that happens after them.
Okay, but where's Ratchet and Cart? Clunk. Cart.
No,
Clank
that's
Carts?
that's Naughty Dog. So we had Crash Team Racing, we had Jack X, and then we needed Uncarded.
Yeah, but they failed.
Yeah, they haven't made Uncarded, they haven't made Last of Card.
Well, there's driving in Uncharted 4.
They're only on 2 Last of Us games, so we need one more.
all right,
and
we
then
need
get,
one more, and then we can do a cart.
No, wait, hold on. I've got a better one.
It's-
The Fast of Us.
I was about to say that.
Exactly. we still need Uncarded, and then we need Fast of Us.
The most broken racer in the entire game is the clicker, as usual, but you'll never guess why. Anyway,
Ooh.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
so
here-
the purple
here's where-
thing is just the bad guy.
Okay, so basically Clank invented a Dimensionator, which lets you travel between dimensions, because Ratchet at this point is still kind of looking for his family.
Yeah.
Nefarious stole it, Ratchet shot it to try to get it out of his hand, and then shit's going haywire.
Okay. Do they ever do a Metroid thing where they explain why Ratchet left all of his old weapons at home? Or no?
Generally, it's just he's not carrying them when the adventure starts.
Oh, and so he just keeps on buying them over. Oh God.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it is ultimately a game, and they don't really care to explain something like that, but it's generally just a matter of, usually the plot starts when Ratchet isn't doing anything particularly important, so he's just not carrying his stuff on him at that
Yeah,
moment.
but here's the thing. This is like he's like a guy who goes to the airport every 6 months and then continuously never buys a suitcase, and so he has to buy an extra expensive one at the airport.
In Ratchet 2, he literally gets teleported like from his living room to another galaxy. So he obviously doesn't have his stuff. And the person who hired him for that particular adventure outfitted him with new stuff. And he is now buying weapons from that company instead of the company he was buying weapons for in the first game.
I thought that the company in the second game was evil.
Yes.
I thought all the companies were evil.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the joke.
Yeah, at one point there's like a computer with like a giant bolt-shaped coin slot, and they're just like, now even the computers are charging us. But like, okay, so there is one cool thing that he does get to keep, at least through the first 3 games though, and that is, if you have a save file, not a New Game Plus save file, that hasn't reached that point in the story yet, but like a save file that has reached the end of the game where you've done a certain mission. There's a guy who says that, you know, you need to be with the company for 3 years before the employee discount kicks in. So if you have that save file in Ratchet 3, when you're buying from Gadgetron again, you get a discount. But you have to have like your game save file and not the New Game Plus save file for some reason. I guess they just didn't anticipate trying to do that when they programmed the original game save files, so the New Game Plus save file doesn't have the flag. Oh well.
If they ever do port the games to PS4 or PS5, I guess I should say, even though getting one is still fairly impossible as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
They should fix the flag so that it works. Because I know that another thing that a lot of people like about these games is the New Game Plus, because you can get absurdly overpowered weapons and use later weapons in earlier stages and stuff like that.
In Ratchet's case, when the level up system was implemented, they locked out like the second half of the whole level up system until New Game Plus, so you can max out your weapons in New Game, and then go into New Game Plus and you have a whole new set of weapons, a whole new set of weapon levels to go through. I think. I might be mixing that up with something else, actually. I might be thinking of Mass Effect. Oh, God. I've been awake all night. My brain is fried. I am definitely thinking of Mass Effect now.
Oh, well, I know that a lot of people really like the New Game Plus. Is this a New Game Plus, Ryan? I would assume not, because you're using baby weapons.
This is a new game.
The one thing you probably won't get until New Game Plus is the R.Y.N.O, though.
That's like R.H.Y.N.O.
No, R.Y.N.O. Rip you a new one.
Oh, rip you a new one. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Wait, no, then it would be the R.Y.N.O.
They don't count the A.
I hate when acronyms cheat.
Well, it's not considered cheating to skip A's and Th's.
Yeah, even in alphabetical like listings for things, they'll never really count the.
Yeah. But like the R.Y.N.O is the big BFG. It's basically the BFG. It's a BFG reference. But like the weapon is always ridiculously overpowered. Except
The strongest in the universe until they make a new one.
Except in Ratchet 1, where the final boss is such a pain in the ass that even with the R.Y.N.O you do have to try not to get yourself killed. God, Ratchet 1's final boss. Oof.
Man, such great final boss music, right?
Here's the big fancy stuff.
You saw how
Okay, that is really cool.
This is a level we'll be going to later.
Okay, yeah, they're showing off.
Yeah, this is absolutely showing off.
I mean, you kind of earn it. It's like the Pixar effect, where it's just like, yeah, if Pixar can make an entire boring ass movie just to be like, look at how impressive our hair textures are, then Insomniac can do this too.
Wow, it's like we're in Haven City from Jak 2. Jesus. But like
there was some rumors going on like a few days before this game came out that there were going to be Jak and Sly cameos.
It's the cyborg pirates. Okay,
Yep.
There's a story behind this. Okay, so in Ratchet 3, you would get these little comic book narrated things from Quark's point of view, right? And at one point, he makes a joke. He doesn't make a joke, but he claims to have fought like robot zombie pirates or something. And the narrator, who's voiced by Michael Bell, by the way, asks if like it's a joke because it's like the stupidest thing he's ever read. And then in the future series, they introduce the robot ghost pirates. The next game, they take what was supposed to be a stupid joke that was supposed to suggest that Quark was bullshitting and made it a real thing.
Captain Quark is the green guy, right?
Yes.
Yes. He is unfortunately not really in this game because his actor was very sick during the development of this game.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but Quark has
Did he get better?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that in case anyone gets on my case about it.
Yeah, I mean, Quark has kind of been overused, so a little bit of a break from him is not necessarily a bad thing for the story. But,
I have to find my friend.
I like how she just has a magnet thing on her back for the robot. Oh, what's going on?
So yeah, we stumbled into the dimension where Nefarious wins.
Oh.
Oh, he wasn't bullshitting. Okay, that's a thing that you can do. Okay. Okay, his voice acting is very amusing, so I guess I can see. What the hell?
He does have a lot of screen presence, I'm not gonna lie.
I like how they made that robot look like he's got like the really like greased up, combed over hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, so then what happened to this universe's Dr. Nefarious?
Oh, we'll meet him later.
Oh, okay.
This is a situation where, like, this universe's Dr. Nefarious is around, but he's just not in that he's just not in the room at the time, so there's been a mix-up, Not exactly.
Yeah, but we will definitely meet him later.
Not exactly an original storyline, I'm going to say.
It's interesting because he has a completely different voice.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, he's voiced by Robert and Downs.
Oh, so this is an Eggman Nega situation.
Functionally, yes.
So is Rivet's the other one, right?
Yeah.
Is she this dimension's Ratchet, or are they just completely different characters?
They joke about that. The answer is no one freaking knows.
Nobody knows? Okay.
It's kind of a Spider-Gwen situation.
Yeah.
Fact,
Where it's just like, close enough.
She's kind of
Yeah,
got
when they meet, they're kind of like, so you're the alternate universe of me. It's like, are you the alternate universe of me? It's like, ha ha ha, we don't know. Who cares? Moving on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool, if like a little tired thing to play around with in like alternate universe stories is what would happen if the main character was gender bent, or if some female supporting character was the main character and the main character was the side character. I'm not going to complain that they did it because Rivet seems like a fun character.
She is a fun character, and Insomniac knew exactly what they were doing because basically, like, the instant she was revealed for the first time, they went, yeah, furries, we know what you're going to do with her, go ahead.
Well, one thing that I did like is that, like, I'm not trying to make fun of furries right now, but they didn't, like, furry-fy her. Like, they didn't make her a human woman with fur and an animal head, I guess is the thing.
They didn't do that with Angela Cross in 2 either, so like we already know what a female Lombax would look like. The only thing Angela was missing was the tail.
It's just like I'm gonna make fun of Sonic because it's easy. Like all of the male characters in Sonic, look like anime anthropomorphic animals. And Amy is the pink one with the dress, and Rouge is the one with human boobs and a human big ass, but a bat wings. You know, like I'm glad that they actually like did what real animals.
You forgot to
like.
mention Sally Acorn. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I won't hold Sally against Sega in like Sonic Team and stuff because that was like nothing they did about it.
yeah.
And honestly, Sally's a little bit less egregious than, especially Rouge. Rouge is just like, what were they? Come on. And honestly, that's probably why people like Blaze so much, because, like, aside from wearing a dress, and I guess the purple color scheme is a little like girly, but she's definitely less like.
Blaze doesn't really wear a dress. It's more like,
A coat.
yeah, like a fantasy skirt coat thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get the implication is still that because she is a girl, she can't be naked, even though Sonic can be naked. But still,
it looks cool, so who cares?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. She's also just a better character design in general, so I think that probably also lets people get away with it.
Yeah, Blaze's character design is excellent. Like, probably the best in the franchise.
Mrs. Zircon here would absolutely do the Dan backslide. A runabout. I'll
Okay.
steal it.
I like the way Ratchet looks and I like the graphics, but there's something really funky going on with the lighting in Ratchet's fur.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that. It looks like he's wet.
That's kind
Which is, it's raining. That's probably why he looks wet. Okay.
Yeah, but it looks a little too, like, overtuned, I want to say. Like it's a little too bright where it needs to be bright and a little too dark where it needs to be dark.
So, in gameplay, what does Clank do? Like,
Clank.
He gets his own little sections, but that's
Well,
about it.
Clank does get his own little sections, and they're usually puzzle-based, and they have been since the beginning. There used to be these cool little sections where he turned into a freaking rampaging giant, stomping around the battlefield, just wrecking shit. But they stopped doing that. They've pretty much completely ignored the fact that it ever happened in every game since. So, sad face. Sad emote helmet. But also, when he's attached to a character's back, he sort of acts as a utility backpack for them. He has like the propeller hover. He has the jet booster. Perplexingly, in every game after the first one, he starts with the jet booster, but he's set to propeller by default, so you have to actually turn on the jet booster yourself. I don't understand that. Why would Ratchet and Clank specifically turn off the jet booster? But apart from that, he has an underwater propeller mode as well, which is handy.
okay, so if he's gone in these sections, that means you can't hover, basically.
Well, you can. We did earlier, but it's doesn't go nearly as far. It's just kind of like a way to slow your descent and go a little bit more of a distance.
There are certain levels, even in the first game, where Ratchet has to go without Clank for a little while, and they tend to be the more difficult platforming sections because you don't have... It's basically like taking FLUDD away from Mario, you know?
Oh, okay, I see.